Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it just finished at the Vitality Stadium. AFC Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0, thus inflicting our first loss of the Premier League season and of the season so far. It was a tough watch today. Alan Smith, Arsenal legend, on Sky Sports commentary summed it up pretty well. It was a very self-inflicted loss for us today. I don't think we played well overall. I think we started okay, sort of like the first 5-10 minutes, and then there was a lot of sloppiness, especially in midfield. Marino came in and started today. He did all right, but yeah, he was a bit sloppy in his passing and holding up the ball and stuff like that. Ben White came back after a lengthy time. He was a bit sloppy today. Sterling played instead of Saka. Saka didn't feature in the squad today. I'm assuming that's because of the minor injury he picked up against Greece or Finland, whoever it was in the internationals. It was frustrating day, because the two goals we conceded were you could say the first goal is because we have one man less. So essentially what happened, 25 minutes in, Evan Nielsen, who gave us a bit of trouble when he played for Porto last season, was through on goal after a very poor back pass from Trossard. Saliba goes to tackle him, brings him down. The referee gives a yellow card, is told by VAR to check the screen because they believe it's a clear opportunity on goal, so that it should be reversed to a red card. Saliba gets sent off and we have to play an hour with 10 men, and that's the third time this season we've had someone sent off. Declan Rice against Brighton, I think that was second game of the season. Leandro Trossard against City, at the Etihad, and now this, and then now we lose Saliba for the Liverpool game next Sunday. So something's going on with our disciplinary record right now. I mean, there's part of me that sort of likes it compared to how we were when we were a bit toothless and sort of, as Troy Deeney said, we lacked cojones and stuff like that. I'm a bit concerned about the fact that we keep getting people sent off like constantly. So we're down to 10 men. And at this point, it's sort of like, and we're defending okay. Like for the latter part of the second half and the early part of the latter part of the first half and the early part of the second half, we're defending quite well, keeping Bournemouth out. They don't really, they even though they've had probably more shots on target at that point, they're not necessarily looking like they're going to score. And then around like the 68th minute, something like that, they get a corner, short corner. We're caught napping. And Ryan Christie just hits it top bins, and defensively there's not very much we can do about that apart from maybe closing down Kluivert and closing down the short corner, looking out for the short corner. But you know, it is what it is, 1-0. And at that point, when you're down to 10 men away from home in that situation, it's sort of like it's very hard to come back from when you concede, when you're not already a goal, you've not already got a goal or something like that. And something that we've definitely been lacking, I think we've just about got away with it when we've had Saka in the side, but to have Saka and Ødegaard out today was a real blow, because you could definitely see that we lacked creativity, we lacked clinicalness, if that's a word. Martinelli did have a shot that he sort of just whacked at Kepa, wasn't clinical enough in that situation. We barely had any chances in front of goal today. I think that's the only one I can think of, unless I was looking down at my phone when there were more. But disappointing, put it that way. So yeah, second goal, Evan Nielsen again through on goal, after Kivior loses another poor back pass from Kivior, who was on at this point, and Raya brings him down. And from the initial, in real time, I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought that, Brazilian forwards and all that, I thought he'd dived, but yeah, like Raya got contact on him, so yeah, it's a penalty converted by Justin Kluivert, 2-0, game over. From that moment, I lost interest, because I knew that like today wasn't going to be our day. and yeah, it's frustrating because Liverpool and City are still yet to play, and it's made me think that I haven't been I mean, I think we've played okay in places, particularly some of our away performances, but I don't necessarily buy into this idea that a lot of Arsenal fans have at the moment that we're title contenders. We were never, just because we were the last 2 seasons doesn't mean we're going to be every season. We've been very unlucky with injuries so far, and to quote a Metallica song, All Nightmare Long, your luck runs out, or in the words of James Hetfield, your luck runs out. Yeah, your luck runs out, and so far it feels like our luck is running out. We had a very, very good, apart from sort of the back end of last season, when 2 seasons ago when we lost Saliba. Last season we didn't lose Saka, we didn't lose Ødegaard, we didn't lose Saliba. We, for the most part, had our starting 11 for most of the season, and this season we've really struggled to keep that starting 11 together. There's been a lot of sort of chopping and changing. There's been a lot of sort of different starting 11s trying to gel together and stuff like that. So that's one reason. But also, I just think that when we've been good, but our home form's not great at the moment. Some of the goals we've been conceding have not been great, which worries me. And with Liverpool on the horizon, we've got Newcastle after that at St James's Park, who lost today, their first home loss for a while. And then we've got Chelsea at Stamford Bridge after that. It doesn't bode me with confidence, because I feel like we're sort of in a limbo period at the moment, where there are moments where we look good and we're playing how we were playing last season, and then there are moments where we do stupid things like old sort of latter day Arsene Wenger stuff. I wouldn't say one of those days today was necessarily one of those days. I think losing Saliba as early as we didn't help the situation. But yeah, like, I think the only positive for me today was Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice had a really good game despite the result. But yeah, other than that, Bournemouth will probably, slightly the better team, and I think they deserve the win. Full credit to them. It's a famous win for them. They haven't beaten us in a while, so yeah, it is what it is. We move on. As I keep saying, I've said this for season after season after season, that no football team, Premier League or otherwise, has any right to win anything, has any right to be wherever it wants to be. You've got to earn that position. And I think the sooner fans realise that, just because which is great, it was great that we took City all the way to the last day of the season and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen every season. And you just, once you sort of realise that, you sort of don't have any emotion towards it, really. Obviously, I'd like us to be up there again, and it's still early in the season. We might be, but we have no right to necessarily do that. I just hope we do. I just hope we're there, and this time we win it. The good thing is, I suppose, is that it's our first loss of the season, and I think at this point last season, I can't remember. I think we'd already lost the game by before this, so that's a little bit of an improvement, I suppose. But yeah, disappointing today. We just got to take our medicine and move on. Shakhtar Donetsk on Tuesday. Obviously, we will follow up the win against PSG with a win at Shakhtar, and it's at home as well, which is good. Hopefully, I'm able to watch that game and I'm not buggered like I was last time. I don't think I've spoken on camera since that PSG game. So I was coming home from my day job, and I got caught in traffic, and there was an incredibly bad accident on the motorway, or whatever you want to call it in other countries. And I was held up in a gridlock for about 6 hours. So I didn't get home until midnight. So I completely missed the game, didn't see anything of it. So there was no point in me doing a reaction. But hopefully I'll be back I'll be able to do content for the Shakhtar game. But yeah, going back to today, disappointing. I I agree that it was sort of self-inflicted. We do have to learn from this if we want to be title contenders, which I don't necessarily believe we are at the moment, particularly this season. I think we've been the kindest word I wouldn't say shit, but the kindest word I can use is inconsistent in certain places. We've been getting away with it a lot in some games, particularly in the last 2 games before this, Southampton and Leicester. So yeah, we just got to take it on the chin and move on. Big game on Tuesday, even bigger game on Sunday, depending on how tomorrow goes with Liverpool and Chelsea. But yeah, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. I'm not going to let it spoil my weekend. I've already got other fans, one of which isn't even a rival of ours, emailing me pictures of Arteta crying, which is hilarious, but not hilarious because of that, but just hilarious because I know this person is just trolling as usual. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again in the next couple of days previewing the Shakhtar game. If not a preview, then it would just be just a sim from EAFC 25. Yeah, hope you can enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care and stay safe.